You know, after the weekend of May 21st, 2011, I sat quietly over a cup of tea and thought to myself, I wonder, if we ever hear from Harold Camping again, just what kinds of things would he offer us?
Give me a day. No interviews at all.
How would he respond to the obvious and complete failure of his prediction?
This is a big deal. Big deal, and I've got to live with it. I've got to think it out. So, no interviews.
And from my experience, I have concluded that if Mr. Camping reappears to make a statement, his response would likely be in the form of one of the three following ways. A. Admit he was wrong, apologize, and then disappear into obscurity forever. B, the most common, a rapidly devised public statement in the immediate issuance of a new correct date. And C, to claim that the prophecy was fulfilled, just as stated, only it happened invisibly, and we lowly humans here on Earth were unable to detect it. Harold Camping did finally make an appearance to the public later that week, and when I listened to his message, I was slightly surprised to find that Mr. Camping actually employed a little bit of all three of my suggestions. He did apologize.
If people want me to apologize, I can apologize. Yes, I did not have all of that worked out as accurately as I should have, or I wish I could have had it.
But instead of darting off into obscurity, he really, in a manner of words, told us that he hadn't been wrong at all.
It was to be understood spiritually, not physically, and yet the sense of it is still the same, that judgment has come.
He quickly stated that judgment had in fact happened on May 21st, 2011, but it had occurred spiritually, and we couldn't see it.
Spiritually, there's a big difference in the world that we can't detect it all with our eyes.
Then, smoothly and almost innocuously, he suggests,
there's not a new date. There's not a new date. We've already been talking again and again about the end of the world being October 21 in 2011. October 21
is the real day of destruction. The rest, all the sizzle that is about God returning, happened both invisibly and spiritually without us being able to perceive it.
And the fact is, when we look at it spiritually, then we find he did come. He did come.
We don't have eyes to see it. We don't have the special 3D Harold Camping goggles needed to see the truth. But he can see it. Even though he was wrong about 1994, wrong about May 21st, 2011, he thinks there's no reason why we shouldn't go on believing that October 21st, 2011, is the day of destruction.
Yes, I did not have all of that worked out as accurately as I should have, or I wish I could have had it. That doesn't bother me at all, because I'm not a genius.
After all this attention and adulation, it's hard to let yourself be called a fake and a failure. Isn't it simpler and much more favorable just to dig deep inside and find a way not to be wrong? Especially when you have plenty of others willing to ride alongside and feed your delusion. I said it once before, and I'll say it once again. When is the next rapture, Mr. Camping?